We often want a pleasant life, hoping everything around us will bring happiness and help us realize our dreams. We want to be surrounded by kind and friendly people. However, we also tend to be dissatisfied with our natural bodies and talents, not wanting to accept our own imperfections. The reality is that life is not always according to our wishes. Even if we try our best, we will still encounter unkind people, only achieve some dreams and face difficult challenges. Eventually, we will grow old. These experiences are part of life and inevitable. Instead of always wanting things to go exactly as we want them to, we should accept the way the world works. This not only helps us avoid sadness and discomfort, but also helps us find inner peace and contentment. Be flexible and adaptable to the things happening around you, and practice discipline with yourself. Please subscribe to the channel and enable notifications to update our future uploads. Accept tragedy as an inevitable part of life. Sometimes bad things happen even if we hope they won't be significant. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius understand that instead of constantly fighting against misfortune, we should focus on how to handle it. Even if we wish and pray for a life without problems, it cannot be done. Instead of hoping when something bad happens, Stoics have taught us to develop inner strength and courage. They believe that we should accept the presence of challenges and learn to confront them. However, many people spend time and energy trying to avoid potential negative events that may occur in their lives. Marcus Aurelius rejected approaching and facing fate in this way. Instead of wishing for a life free of misfortune, he believed it was better to work to cultivate inner strength and confront adversity. This mindset is consistent with a basic Stoic principle known as the control dichotomy. We should distinguish between the things we can control and the things we cannot. It makes sense to focus our attention on things that are within our control, as Marcus Aurelius expressed. Isn't it better to focus on what we can do, as a free man, rather than being passively controlled by external factors such as slaves or beggars? When we let our happiness depend on external circumstances, it is like we are leaving control to fate. Let's say you're worried that your partner might leave you. Instead of constantly praying for them to stay, the Stoics proposed a different approach. They believe that whatever happens to us is part of a larger plan, guided by the gods or the universe. So instead of trying to change the course of things, they encourage us to focus on changing ourselves, letting go, and moving forward. Imagine the AI is telling a hurtful joke about you or someone you care about. How would a Stoic philosopher react to such a situation? Will they get angry and respond with violence? According to Marcus Aurelius, it is important not to make a big deal out of such events. The first thing he reminded himself was not to exaggerate the situation too much. He would understand that the joke itself was unlikely to affect him if he did not allow it. Emotions like anger, violence, and sadness are not caused by a joke, but by our own reactions when faced with it. When it comes to dealing with others, Stoics believe that others are always unpredictable and beyond our control. Some people are good and kind, while others are cruel and immoral. Some people work hard and are helpful, while others are lazy and take advantage of others. Some people like to make jokes, while others can use violence. However, Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that despite these differences, all humans share the same nature, and we all have both good and bad qualities within us. He encouraged himself to accept people the way they are. According to Marcus Aurelius' philosophy, our purpose is to cooperate and work together, not to act against each other. He admits that we cannot control the actions of others, as people have their own will and their behavior is ultimately up to themselves. Even if their actions seem irrational or stupid to us, we are completely incapable of changing them. Therefore, he believes that spending a lot of effort to change others is a waste of time. Instead, it's better to focus on areas of life where we have more control and can make a positive difference. Don't be afraid of changes, because everything in the world is always changing. This is how things work. Even our bodies change as cells renew themselves throughout life. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Stoic philosopher, believed that change was a natural process and beneficial to the whole world. Think of it like this. Like the body, we replace old cells with new ones to stay healthy. Our surroundings also undergo a continuous process of renewal, which is part of nature's plan to create the best conditions for all flourishing. Marcus Aurelius says that accepting and embracing this process will bring prosperity to the world, even if seemingly unchanging objects, like landscapes or rocks, are also undergoing subtle changes. Some living creatures have short lives, while others can live for thousands of years. Glowing star. Planets have existed for billions of years, but nothing is eternal. Change causes things to exist and eventually destroys them. Without change, our world and our lives would not exist. Ironically, even though we are born from change, we are often afraid of it. Many people cling to situations, objects, and ideas. I wish we would never change, but change is inevitable and we cannot stop it. Trying to maintain the status quo is like holding water in your hand. It will flow. Marcus Aurelius recognized this and encouraged us to understand and accept the constant flow of the universe. He compared it to the flow of a river, where nothing can be firmly established. All things are constantly born and the world's organs are constantly changing, just as time is constantly moving forward. Attachment is like a bird's glimpse. They appear for a while and then fly away. Great thinkers, empires, and kingdoms all faded into dust. Marcus Aurelius compared the ephemeral nature of life to leaves flying in the wind. He was acutely aware of the impermanence of all things, and what we consider important today became memories, forgotten in the past quickly. How he reflected on the great emperors and philosophers who once existed on earth, but have now become dust, like leaves that come and go with the seasons. The same goes for human generations. Our lives as a whole are very short. We begin as tiny creatures, conceived in the fusion of sperm and tiny eggs. And before we know it, our time on this earth is over. Everything we experience and achieve in life is temporary. When we compare the brevity of life with the vastness of the universe and the age of the planet, it becomes clear that our time here is truly short. Marcus Aurelius wants us to remember an important truth. Let us live only for the present. The past has happened, and the future is uncertain and beyond our control. Our existence is limited to a small corner of the earth. Even if the most famous and respected individuals have a reputation that resonates in history, they will eventually be forgotten. We are all just fleeting characters in the great story of life. However, there is one blessing to the impermanence of everything. Nothing lasts forever, so there is no need to worry too much. Marcus Aurelius used the example of fame to illustrate this point. He questions the true meaning of being remembered when we are all forgotten. Time swallows up all the applause and praise of others that is fleeting and trivial. Our existence is just a tiny particle in vast space, and much of the earth remains uninhabited, except your true self. Many people struggle to come to terms with who they really are, including their appearance, physical limitations, and the fact that aging and dying are inevitable. However, Marcus Aurelius encouraged himself to embrace these natural characteristics and find satisfaction in life. He reminded himself of the nature of the world and his place in it, understanding that he was part of nature and should live in harmony with it. Although some people may have athletic bodies or superior intelligence, we are ultimately bound by our natural limitations. Instead of constantly striving to overcome weaknesses and pursuing efforts that may not be consistent with innate tendencies, accept and respect yourself. Marcus Aurelius proposes a different approach. He calls on us to build on our inherent strengths and engage in activities that naturally have a positive impact on us. Stoic philosophers emphasized the unique characteristic of human nature, the ability to reason unlike other living beings. Humans have the ability to think rationally and clearly, allowing us to overcome our nature and primitive instincts. The ability to reason helps us rise above animalistic urges and make wiser choices. Instead of blindly following our desires, we may realize that it can lead to unhappiness. Understanding this, we can see that resisting fate only causes us more suffering. So how can you learn to accept the world, even if it's not what you want it to be? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. If you find this video useful, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Make sure you click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Thanks for watching.